Captain Laura Bennett stood on the bridge of the Galactic Alliance ship Constellation *. Her dark hair was pulled back in a tight bun, and worry lines creased her forehead. The large screen in front of her showed a planet wrapped in swirling clouds. This was Proxima VI, a mining colony on the edge of explored space. "Captain, we're receiving an emergency signal," said Sam, her communications officer. His fingers moved quickly across the control panel. "It's coming from the main mining facility on Proxima VI." Laura nodded. "Put it through." The screen flickered, then showed the face of a blue-skinned alien. His eyes were wide with fear, and smoke filled the room behind him. "This is Director Zorn of Proxima VI mining operation. We need immediate evacuation. Something has emerged from the deep mines, some kind of creature. It destroyed the eastern facility in minutes. Our weapons do nothing against it." The transmission crackled with static. "It's like nothing we've seen before. It absorbs energy from our attacks and grows stronger. 3 outposts are already gone." A loud crash interrupted him, followed by screams. The screen went black. "We've lost the signal, Captain," Sam said quietly. Laura turned to her first officer, a tall insect-like being named Krill. "How far are we from Proxima VI?" 4 hours at maximum speed." Krill clicked his mandibles nervously. "But Captain, if what they say is true, we can't ignore a distress call," Laura said firmly. "Alert all crew to battle stations and inform Alliance headquarters of the situation. We'll assess the threat when we arrive." The Constellation adjusted course and accelerated toward the troubled planet. During the journey, more reports came in. Something ancient had been awakened during the deep mining operations. The mining drills had broken through to a sealed chamber 3 miles beneath the planet's surface. Whatever had been sleeping there was now free and seemingly unstoppable. When they arrived, Laura could hardly believe what she saw. Half the planet's mining facilities were in ruins. Smoke rose from craters where buildings once stood. The Constellation's sensors detected thousands of life signs gathered at the remaining evacuation points, but something else caught their attention, a moving heat signature unlike anything in their database. "What is that thing?" Laura whispered as the ship's cameras zoomed in. The creature was massive, nearly the size of a small ship. Its body seemed to shift between solid and liquid states. It glowed with pulsing blue energy it had absorbed from the weapons used against it. As they watched, 3 Alliance military vessels approached the creature and fired high-powered laser cannons at it. The beams hit the creature directly, but instead of causing damage, the energy was pulled into its body. The blue glow intensified. In response, the creature lashed out with tentacle-like limbs that cut through the metal hulls of the ships like they were made of paper. "Captain, we're receiving a direct communication from Alliance headquarters," Sam announced. The stern face of General Ray Garcia appeared on screen. "Captain Bennett, what you're seeing is now classified as a Level 1 threat to the entire Centauri system. 4 different species military forces have already attempted to contain the entity. All have failed. The creature appears to grow stronger with each attack." "What are your orders, sir?" Laura asked. "Assist with evacuation efforts, but do not engage the entity. We're assembling a special task force to deal with this threat." The general's face showed rare concern. "Our scientists believe this may be one of the ancient guardian species mentioned in the Arcturus archives, creatures with capabilities beyond our current understanding." As Laura organized the evacuation, reports came in from across the galaxy. Leaders of every major species were meeting in emergency session. The most advanced weapons in the Alliance arsenal had proven ineffective. For the first time in centuries, true fear spread through the galactic community. Something unstoppable was loose among the stars, and it was hungry. Jack Miller wiped sweat from his forehead as the hot sun beat down on him. The African savanna stretched around him in all directions. Through his binoculars, he watched a pride of lions feast on their recent kill. His small research outpost was the only human structure for 50 miles. "Jack, "You have a call," said his assistant, Nora. She held out a communication device. "They say it's urgent." Jack frowned. Few people knew how to reach him here. His work studying apex predators kept him far from civilization most of the year. He took the device. "Miller speaking." "Dr. Miller, this is Admiral Frank Harris of the Galactic Alliance." The voice sounded tense. "We need your expertise immediately." Jack raised his eyebrows. The Alliance rarely contacted humans directly, especially those not working in space programs. "My expertise? I'm just a zoologist." "You're the leading expert on predatory behavior patterns across Earth species. The Alliance is facing an unprecedented threat, a creature with destructive capabilities beyond anything we've encountered. We need someone who understands predator psychology." Jack listened as the Admiral explained the situation at Proxima Thui. The creature, now called Nightmare by terrified survivors, had destroyed 3 more colonies since its awakening. It was moving between systems, seemingly hunting for something. "Why me?" Jack asked. "I work with Earth animals. I've never even been off-planet." "That's exactly why," the Admiral replied. "Every species in the Alliance has approached this problem from their own perspective, with technology, with force. None have succeeded. We need a fresh approach. Humans are new to the galactic community, but your species has a unique history of coexisting with dangerous predators rather than eliminating them." 3 hours later, Jack stood in a field behind his research station as a silver ship descended from the clouds. He carried only a small bag with personal items and his research notes. The ship landed smoothly, and a ramp extended to the ground. Captain Laura Bennett walked down to greet him. She was shorter than he expected, but her presence commanded respect. "Dr. Miller, thank you for agreeing to help." She extended her hand in the human greeting gesture she had learned for the occasion. Jack shook it. "I'm not sure how much help I'll be with a space monster, but I'll try." Inside the ship, Jack met the diverse crew of the Asterisk constellation Asterisk. Some looked almost human, while others were completely alien to his eyes. Many regarded him with skepticism. "Most Alliance species consider humans primitive," Laura explained as she showed him to his quarters. "We only joined the galactic community 30 years ago. Other species have been traveling the stars for thousands of years." "Yet you called me," Jack noted. Laura's expression was grim. "Because we're desperate. Nothing in our advanced arsenal has worked. The creature absorbs energy weapons, regenerates physical damage, and seems to learn from each attack. It's already killed thousands." In the ship's conference room, Jack reviewed the footage of the creature's attacks. The other specialists, mostly military strategists and weapons experts, discussed firepower and containment strategies. Jack remained quiet, watching the creature's movements carefully. "You're awfully silent, human," said Commander Dex, a reptilian officer with scales that shifted color with his mood. Currently, they were an irritated orange. "Do Earth's primitive beasts offer any insights?" Jack ignored the jab. "This creature isn't just destroying randomly," he said, pointing to the screen. "Look at the pattern. It's establishing territory. The attacks are precise. Communications arrays first, then power systems, then military installations. That's not mindless rampage. That's strategy." The room fell silent. "You're suggesting it's intelligent?" Laura asked. Jack shook his head. "Not necessarily in the way we define it. Many Earth predators appear to make strategic decisions based on instinct. They follow patterns that evolved over millions of years." He pointed to another section of footage. "But there's something else happening here. It's not just hunting. It's trying to communicate through its actions." Commander Dex scoffed. "By killing everything in its path." "No," Jack said quietly. "By showing us exactly what it can do, and what triggers its responses. It's giving us warnings before escalating." He looked around the room. "We just haven't been paying attention to what it's saying." The Asterisk constellation Asterisk raced through space toward the Zeta sector. Reports indicated the creature had attacked a refugee transport fleet carrying survivors from the mining colonies. The ship's alert system blared as they dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Status report, Captain Laura ordered as she entered the bridge. The creature attacked 30 minutes ago, Krill said. 3 transport ships destroyed. 2 more damaged but still operational. Over 600 civilian casualties. Jack stood quietly at the back of the bridge. For 2 days, he had studied all available footage of the creature. The other specialists looked at him with a mix of curiosity and doubt. Humans were still seen as newcomers to space travel. Their opinions carried little weight among the older galactic species. "There it is," said the sensor officer, pointing to the main screen. The creature floated among the debris of the destroyed ships. It had grown larger since the first sightings. Its shifting body pulsed with blue and red energy. Long tendrils extended from its core, probing the wreckage. "Survivors are still on the damaged transports," Laura said. "We need to evacuate them before that thing attacks again." "It won't attack yet," Jack said. Everyone turned to look at him. "What did you say, human?" Commander Dex asked. "It won't attack immediately," Jack repeated. "Look at its movement pattern. After a major attack, it always withdraws to process the energy it's absorbed. We have approximately 40 minutes before it becomes aggressive again." Laura studied him. "You're certain?" Jack nodded. "As certain as I can be. It's behaving like many apex predators on Earth, conserving energy after a successful hunt." "Launch rescue shuttles," Laura ordered. "Get those people out now." The rescue operation began immediately. Jack watched the creature carefully on the monitors. It continued to drift, seemingly dormant, just as he had predicted. "Tell me more about what you're seeing," Laura said, joining him. Jack pointed to the screen. "Notice how it attacked the lead ships first. Those carried the defense systems. It targeted weapons before anything else. That's not random. That's threat assessment. You think it's intelligent. I think it's following deep programming, like Earth insects that build perfect structures without being taught. But there's something more here." Jack frowned. "It's not just destroying. It's examining. Those tendrils, they're not weapons. They're sensory organs." The evacuation proceeded rapidly. 35 minutes later, the last survivors were brought aboard the Constellation Asterisk. Just as they secured the shuttle bay doors, the creature began to move again. "It's powering up, Captain," the sensor officer reported. "Energy readings are spiking." "Get us out of here," Laura ordered. The ship accelerated away from the creature, but it followed, gaining speed. "It's never pursued a ship this far before," Krill noted with concern. Jack stepped forward. "Stop the ship." Laura looked at him like he was crazy. "What?" "Stop the ship but keep engines hot." "Trust me," Jack said. After a moment's hesitation, Laura nodded. "I'll stop. Keep engines ready for immediate jump." The Constellation Asterisk slowed to a halt. The creature also stopped, maintaining distance. "It's watching us," Jack said. "It's curious." "Curious about what?" Commander Dex asked. "About why we're different. The other ships just ran or attacked. We rescued survivors and then stopped." Jack moved closer to the screen. "Captain, can we send out a small probe?" "No weapons, just sensors." Laura hesitated, then nodded. "Prepare a Class 1 probe. Sensors only." The small probe launched from the ship. It moved slowly toward the creature. Everyone on the bridge held their breath. "It's not attacking the probe," Jack observed. "It's examining it." The creature extended a tendril toward the small device, gently touching it. Then something unexpected happened. The creature changed color, shifting from blue-red to a softer purple. It moved back, maintaining a new, consistent distance. "What's happening?" Laura asked. Jack smiled slightly. "First contact. It's acknowledging us." He turned to the communications officer. "Can you detect any signals coming from it? Even ones our systems might not recognize as communication." Sam, the communications officer, adjusted his equipment. There's something. Not radio waves, not light signals. I don't know what this is. It's trying to talk to us, Jack said. And I think I know why it's been attacking. It's not hunting. It's searching. Admiral Peter Collins arrived on the constellation 12 hours later. His face was stern as he entered the conference room. Military officers from 7 different species stood at attention. Jack sat quietly in the corner, feeling out of place among the uniformed personnel. At ease, the Admiral said. He was a tall man with gray hair and a face marked by years of difficult decisions. Captain Bennett, report on your encounter. Laura explained what had happened with the refugee ships and the probe. When she finished, she nodded toward Jack. Dr. Miller's insights proved valuable. He predicted the creature's behavior patterns correctly and suggested a non-aggressive approach that yielded new information. The Admiral turned his sharp gaze to Jack. So, Dr. Miller, you believe this entity is trying to communicate? Jack stood. Yes, sir. Its behavior shows clear patterns. It attacks military targets first, then communication systems. It examines technology before destroying it. That suggests it's gathering information. Information for what purpose? The Admiral asked. I don't know yet, but I believe it's following program directives rather than acting out of simple aggression. Admiral Collins pressed a button, and a holographic display appeared above the table. It showed a massive weapon being assembled at an Alliance space station. This is the Sunhammer. It generates an energy pulse that can disrupt matter at the atomic level across an entire star system. The Alliance Council has authorized its use as a last resort. Jack stared at the weapon in horror. You're planning to use that? It would kill millions of beings in any inhabited system. The creature has already killed thousands, Commander Dex said coldly. Sometimes sacrifices must be made for the greater good. We don't even understand what we're fighting, Jack argued. This approach, always reaching for bigger weapons, isn't working. The creature absorbs energy. What if your Sunhammer just makes it stronger? The Admiral's expression hardened. The decision has been made, Dr. Miller. We appreciate your input, but this is now a military operation. Jack looked around the room, seeing resignation on most faces. Only Laura seemed troubled. With all due respect, Admiral, Jack said, I request permission to continue studying the creature. If your weapon fails, you'll need alternatives. After a moment, the Admiral nodded. Granted, but you have only 3 days. That's how long it will take to prepare the Sunhammer. After the meeting, Jack found a quiet observation deck. He stared out at the stars, thinking. You disagree with the Admiral's plan, Laura said, joining him. Jack nodded. Where I come from, understanding dangerous creatures is always better than trying to destroy them. Earth's history is full of species we almost wiped out before realizing how important they were to our ecosystems. This isn't Earth, Laura reminded him. This creature has destroyed entire colonies. Yes, but why? What triggered it? It was dormant for who knows how long before the mining operation disturbed it. Jack turned to her. I need access to historical records, especially any references to ancient species in this sector. Laura hesitated. Some of those records are classified. People will die if we don't understand what we're dealing with, Jack said. Please. Laura made her decision. I'll help you. But we need to be discreet. They worked through the night in Laura's private quarters. Jack read through ancient texts while Laura used her clearance to access restricted files. As dawn approached in the ship's artificial day cycle, they found something. Look at this, Laura said, pointing to an old star chart. This system was once home to a civilization called the Preservers. They vanished 20 million years ago, but they were known for creating biological guardians. Jack read the file with growing excitement. Guardians designed to protect against an ancient enemy. Could our creature be one of these guardians? Maybe it thinks we're the enemy it was created to fight. Laura looked at him. If you're right, maybe we can communicate with it, Reprogram it somehow. Exactly, Jack said. But first, we need to understand its language. Not words, but patterns. Everything it does is a form of communication. Laura's communication device beeped. Her face fell as she read the message. What is it? Jack asked. The Sunhammer has been fast-tracked. They're moving up the timeline. We now have only 36 hours before deployment. Jack's jaw set with determination. Then we better work fast. I need access to a ship. A ship. Why? Because I'm going to try something that would get us both court-martialed if I asked permission first. The small shuttle moved silently through space. Jack sat at the controls with Olivia Grant beside him. Olivia was the Asterisk Constellation's Asterisk communication specialist. She had joined Jack's mission despite the risks. Captain Bennett could lose her command for letting us take the shuttle, Olivia said, checking the scanner. And we could end up in prison. Or dead. Jack nodded. She's giving us 8 hours before she has to report the shuttle missing. Let's make them count. They were heading toward a small moon where the creature had been spotted. According to their theory, it was using the moon as a resting place between attacks. The shuttle's sensors were modified to detect the unique energy signature the creature gave off. There, Olivia pointed to the screen, on the dark side of the moon. Jack adjusted their course. Remember, no weapons, no scanning beams. Passive sensors only. We don't want it to see us as a threat. The shuttle glided into orbit around the moon. Below them, in a deep crater, the creature pulsed with soft blue light. It seemed dormant, like a sleeping animal. Now what? Olivia asked. Jack opened a case containing equipment he had built with parts from the science lab. Now we try to talk to it. The device was simple, just a transmitter that could mimic the energy patterns they had recorded from the creature during previous encounters. Jack had studied these patterns and identified what he believed were basic communication signals. This first pattern seems to be a greeting, he explained. It's the same pulse sequence it used when it first approached our probe. Jack activated the transmitter. A soft blue light pulsed from their shuttle, matching the creature's rhythm. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the creature stirred. Its tendrils extended upward toward their ship. It's responding, Olivia whispered. The creature rose from the crater, moving slowly toward them. It pulsed with a new pattern, yellow and green waves of light. What's it saying? Olivia asked, gripping her seat tightly. I don't know exactly, Jack admitted. But it's not the attack pattern we've seen before. The creature surrounded their shuttle, its massive form dwarfing their small vessel. Tendrils of light touched the hull gently. It's scanning us, Olivia said, reading from her instruments. But not with any technology I recognize. Jack sent another pattern, one he hoped would convey peaceful intentions. The creature responded with a complex sequence of energy pulses. I'm recording everything, Olivia said. Maybe we can decipher it later. Suddenly, the shuttle systems flickered. The lights dimmed, then came back on. The computer screens filled with strange symbols, not Alliance standard language. What's happening? Jack asked. Olivia stared at the screen. It's accessing our computer system, but not destructively. It's uploading something. The symbols shifted into recognizable text. A message appeared. Guardian Proto Kekoel active. Identifying species. Human. Unknown to database. Threat SC assessment required. Jack and Olivia exchanged shocked looks. It can write in our language, Olivia whispered. No, Jack said slowly. It's accessing our translation matrix and adapting. This confirms our theory. It's an artificial being, a guardian created by the preservers. Jack typed a response. We are not a threat. We seek understanding. The screen changed. Purpose of human presence in pyrotixitors. It thinks we're invaders, Jack realized. The mining colonies must have triggered its defense protocols. Jack typed quickly. Humans and other species live here now. The creators you protected are gone. 20 million years have passed. There was a long pause. The creature's tendrils withdrew slightly from the shuttle. Then new text appeared. Verification required. Creator species cannot be extinct. For I may recite. Protect creators. Warriors. The Devourers. Olivia asked, "What's it talking about?" Jack's mind raced. It must be the enemy the Preservers created it to fight. Some ancient threat. He turned to Olivia. "We need to convince it that its creators are gone, and this isn't the war it was made for. How do we prove something that happened 20 million years ago?" Olivia asked. Jack looked out at the creatures surrounding their ship. Its lights were pulsing faster now, showing agitation. "We need to take it to the Preserver homeworld," Jack said. "Show it the evidence directly." Olivia checked their star charts. "That's 6 hours away at maximum speed. We don't have that kind of time before the Sunhammer is deployed." Jack opened a communication channel to the Asterisk constellation Asterisk. "Then we need to buy more time. And there's only one person who might help us do that." Captain Laura Bennett stood on the bridge of the Asterisk constellation Asterisk, facing a very angry Admiral Collins. His face was red as he shouted at her. "You authorized the use of a shuttle without my knowledge, and let a civilian and a junior officer approach that thing alone. This is treason, Captain." Laura stood straight, her face calm. "Sir, with respect, Dr. Miller has made a breakthrough. The creature is not a mindless destroyer. It's an artificial guardian created millions of years ago. I don't care if it's the ghost of Christmas past," the Admiral snapped. "The Sunhammer will be ready in 12 hours. Your job was to keep the creature under observation, not send people to make friends with it." A beep from the communications console interrupted them. Sam looked up from his station. "Captain, incoming transmission from Dr. Miller's shuttle." "Put it on screen," Laura ordered. Jack's face appeared. Behind him, they could see the creature's glowing form through the shuttle windows. "Captain Bennett, we've established communication with the entity. It's called a guardian, created by a species called the Preservers to protect against an ancient enemy called the Devourers." "Dr. Miller," the Admiral cut in, "return to the Asterisk constellation Asterisk immediately." "That's an order." "Sir, please listen," Jack insisted. "The Guardian thinks we're the enemy. It attacked because the mining operations triggered its defensive protocols. It believes we're a threat to its creators, but the Preservers have been extinct for 20 million years. "And how do you know all this?" the Admiral asked skeptically. "It told us. It's communicating through our computer systems." Jack moved aside to show them the screen filled with text. "We need to take it to the old Preserver homeworld so it can see the evidence for itself." The Admiral shook his head. "Absolutely not. The Sunhammer will deploy as planned." "Sir," Laura said quietly, "what if the Sunhammer doesn't work? What if it makes the Guardian stronger? We need a backup plan." The Admiral hesitated. On screen, Jack continued. "Admiral, the Guardian was designed to absorb energy and grow stronger. That's why our weapons have failed. The Sunhammer could potentially give it enough power to destroy entire star systems." A tense silence filled the bridge. Finally, the Admiral spoke. "You have 8 hours, Dr. Miller. Not a minute more. Captain Bennett, escort them to the Preserver homeworld. The rest of the fleet will maintain position here." "Thank you, sir," Jack said. The screen went dark. The Admiral turned to Laura. "I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. If this fails, it's on your head." He left the bridge. Laura immediately began issuing orders. "Set course for the Preserver homeworld. Maximum speed. And keep weapons systems offline. We don't want to provoke our guest." The Asterisk constellation Asterisk moved into position near the small shuttle. Through the viewports, the crew could see the massive Guardian, its tendrils gently wrapped around Jack's shuttle. As the larger ship approached, the Guardian extended some of its tendrils toward it, sensing. "It's scanning us," Sam reported, but not aggressively. "Maintain course," Laura ordered. "Dr. Miller, we're ready when you are." On the shuttle, Jack and Olivia prepared for the jump to faster-than-light speed. The Guardian's text appeared on their screen again. Coordinated movement DDTTTE. Destination. Jack typed back, "Preserver homeworld. We will show you evidence of what happened." The response came quickly. "Wheel FOLO." The ships accelerated, entering faster-than-light travel together. The Guardian stretched its form, creating a bubble of energy around itself that allowed it to match their speed. In his quarters, Admiral Collins made a private call to the Sunhammer project. "Continue preparations," he ordered. "If Bennett and this human fail, we deploy immediately." On the shuttle, Jack watched the stars streak by outside the window. The Guardian pulsed with a steady rhythm, its colors shifting between blue and green. "Do you think it will believe us?" Olivia asked. Jack sighed. "It has to. Otherwise, we're looking at a war we can't win." He glanced at the ship's chronometer. 7 hours and counting. The race to save both the Guardian and the galaxy had begun. The Preserver homeworld hung in space like a ghost. Once a beautiful blue-green planet, it was now a gray, lifeless rock. The asterisk constellation asterisk, and the shuttle dropped out of faster-than-light travel, with the Guardian following close behind. "Scan the surface," Laura ordered. "Any signs of life?" "None, Captain," replied the science officer. "The atmosphere is gone. Surface radiation suggests a planetary bombardment occurred millions of years ago." Jack looked out at the dead world. "This is our evidence. The Preservers are gone, wiped out in their war with the Devourers." The Guardian floated closer to the planet. Its tendrils extended, touching the outer atmosphere, sensing. Its colors dimmed to a deep, somber blue. "It's processing what it's seeing," Olivia said. "This must be difficult for an entity created to protect a species that no longer exists." On the shuttle's computer, new text appeared. "CANNING planetary surface. Searching for CREA2R life signs." Minutes passed in tense silence. Then, "No CREA2R life signs DTECTED. Searching historical records." Jack watched as the Guardian's tendrils probed deeper into the planet's surface. It seemed to be digging through the ruins, looking for information stored in ancient databases. On the bridge of the asterisk constellation asterisk, Laura paced nervously. "How much time do we have left?" 2 hours, Captain," Krill replied. "The Admiral will deploy the Sunhammer, whether we're back or not," Laura said. "We need to hurry this along." Jack received her message and typed a response to the Guardian. "Time is critical. Other ships plan to attack you soon. We need to resolve this quickly." The Guardian's reply came swiftly. "HCCS setting. Deep Vault Data Storage. Information recovered. TLABACK beginning." Suddenly, the shuttle screens filled with images, recordings from the final days of the Preserver civilization. They showed massive ships, planet killers, launching attacks against Preserver worlds. The Devourers had been a ruthless species bent on consuming all resources in their path. The final recording showed Preserver scientists creating the Guardians, powerful entities programmed to protect their worlds after they were gone. The lead scientist spoke directly to the camera. "If you are seeing this, then our civilization has fallen. We created the Guardians to preserve our knowledge and protect any new species that might evolve in our absence. Guardians, if you activate this message, your primary directive is now changed. Protect life in all its forms. The war is over. We are gone. Find new purpose." The screens went dark. For several minutes, the Guardian remained motionless, processing what it had learned. Then new text appeared. "Primary directive, the UPDATED, QREA2R species. Extinct. NEUDIRE 5E. Protect life. Jack let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. It's accepting the truth. But will it recognize that it's been harming the very life it's now supposed to protect? As if in answer, more text appeared. ERROR in Purivia's actions, retigogenize it. Damage to innocent life forms. Extensive. Guardian protocol violation. The Guardian's colors shifted to a deep purple, a color they hadn't seen before. Its form seemed to contract slightly. I think it's experiencing something like regret, Jack said softly. He typed, "The beings you harmed didn't understand what you were. They were afraid and attacked out of fear, just as you attacked them. But we can move forward together now." There was a pause before the response. AJREM in it. Diane wishes to make ANNHIS. How to you proceed? Jack smiled at Olivia. We've done it. But their celebration was cut short by an urgent message from Laura. The Admiral has moved up the Sunhammer deployment. It's being prepared to fire now. Jack frantically typed to the Guardian. We must return immediately. A powerful weapon is being prepared to destroy you. Can you help us stop it? AFR came the response. Guardian, whale assist. The massive entity wrapped itself around both the shuttle and the asterisk constellation asterisk. Before anyone could react, it propelled all of them into faster-than-light travel, moving at a speed none of their instruments could measure. Jack held on as the shuttle shook violently. I hope it knows what it's doing. It's taking us back to the fleet, Olivia said, checking her instruments. But at this speed, we'll arrive with only minutes to spare. The Alliance fleet floated in formation around the Sunhammer weapon platform. The massive device was fully charged, its energy core glowing with dangerous power. On the command ship, Admiral Collins watched the countdown timer. 5 minutes until firing sequence, announced the weapons officer. Any sign of the asterisk constellation asterisk? The Admiral asked. No, sir. No communication since they left for the Preserver world. The Admiral nodded grimly. Then we proceed as planned. The creature is too dangerous to. A bright flash of light interrupted him. Alarms blared across the bridge. Unknown object approaching at impossible speed, shouted the sensor officer. Weapon systems online, ordered the Admiral. But before anyone could react, the Guardian appeared in the center of the fleet, still wrapped around the asterisk constellation asterisk and the small shuttle. It released them gently, then expanded its form to an enormous size, pulsing with calm blue light. Communication systems across all ships suddenly activated. The Guardian was connecting to them. This is Captain Bennett of the asterisk constellation asterisk. Laura's voice came through. Hold your fire. The situation has changed. The Admiral's face darkened with anger. Captain, you are relieved of duty. The creature will be destroyed as planned. Sir, Laura replied firmly, the Guardian is no longer a threat. It's recognized its error and wishes to make amends. In the shuttle, Jack watched nervously as the Alliance ships turned their weapons toward the Guardian. They're not listening, Olivia said. Jack opened a direct channel to the Admiral's ship. Admiral Collins, this is Dr. Jack Miller. The Guardian was created to protect life in this galaxy. It attacked because it thought we were an enemy its creators programmed it to fight, but it now understands the truth. Pretty words, Dr. Miller. The Admiral replied coldly. But I have thousands of dead civilians who can't hear your explanation. Sir, Jack pressed, if you fire the Sunhammer, you'll only make it stronger. The Guardian absorbs energy. That's how it was designed. And if it chooses to fight back, none of us will survive. The Guardian moved closer to the Sunhammer platform. Ships moved to intercept, but it easily flowed around them. It's going for the weapon. Someone shouted. Jack held his breath. Everything depended on what the Guardian would do next. The massive entity surrounded the Sunhammer completely. For a moment, Nothing happened. Then, rather than absorbing the weapon's energy, the Guardian began to drain it safely away. The Sunhammer's core dimmed as the Guardian carefully dismantled it. "What is it doing?" the Admiral demanded. "It's disarming the weapon," Jack explained. "Not destroying it. Disarming it. This is its way of showing trust." When the Sunhammer was completely powered down, the Guardian released it and moved back to a neutral position between the fleets. Text appeared simultaneously on all ships' communication screens. Guardian Protocol Reformed. Request a alliance with NEW species. Offer your protection and knowledge ext. A stunned silence fell across the fleet. The Admiral stared at the message for a long moment. "It wants to help us?" he finally asked. "Yes," Jack said, smiling. "That was its original purpose, to protect life in the galaxy. It can be a powerful ally instead of an enemy." 3 months later, Jack stood in the Grand Hall of the Alliance Council. Representatives from 100 species had gathered to witness the historic treaty. The Guardian floated above them, its colors shifting in beautiful patterns of blue and gold. Laura, now promoted to Admiral for her role in the peace, stood beside Jack. "Not bad for a primitive human zoologist," she said with a smile. Jack shrugged. "Sometimes the old ways are still useful. Understanding before destroying. Communication before conflict." The new Guardian Treaty was signed that day. The entity that had once been the galaxy's most feared creature was now its most dedicated protector. It would share the ancient knowledge of the Preservers and help defend Alliance worlds from external threats. As Jack watched the ceremony, he thought about Earth's long history with dangerous predators, how humans had learned to respect them, understand them, and sometimes even work alongside them. In the vastness of space, that uniquely human perspective had proven more valuable than all the advanced weapons of the older species. Sometimes, to solve the galaxy's biggest problems, you just needed a human touch.